Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the Crowley Crew. In some previous videos, I've talked about the Trim Healthy Mama lifestyle, and today I would like to share with you about my Trim Healthy Mama pregnancy. I don't want anyone to think that I'm just the type of person who has great pregnancies anyway, because my first pregnancy was a twin pregnancy. I had CMV during that, and it was horrible, miserable pretty much the entire time. With it being my first pregnancy and being a twin pregnancy and having CMV, it was just really rough. The second pregnancy came only a few months after the birth of our first daughter, and that was also really rough too, because we were still staying in the ICN with Alessandra, and so I was not able to eat healthy any of that time until we got home and got settled into our new house. And then I was able to work on my general nutrition, but I was pretty sick during that one too. And after Amy was born, I wanted to really work on my health and try to get my body back where I felt it needed to be after going through so much and having not very much control over my circumstances and what I ate. So I started Trim Healthy Mama after Amy was born, and I did it off and on during that time. And for those of you who don't know what Trim Healthy Mama is, the basics are balancing your blood sugar, and you do that by having protein with every meal and then having good slow burning carbs with some meals, and really nourishing fats with other meals. When I was pregnant with Malachi, I feel like I did have fairly good nutrition. I wasn't eating junk food as much. After the first trimester, I stopped eating like Cheerios and started eating really healthful stuff, but it was not slimming. So I gained like 60 pounds when I was pregnant with Malachi. So that was a lot, and he weighed 10 of that, but that's still a lot. So I had a lot to lose and to get under control after Malachi was born. So I knew that I could get pregnant anytime, and so I got pregnant when he was 9 months old, and so I was very determined to make this pregnancy different. Even if I threw up every single meal, I was not going to do the same thing that I did with the last pregnancies. I just felt like it wasn't an option for me and the baby. I just couldn't keep going down that path. So I came up with a plan based on the Trim Healthy Mama diet, which was basically to eat the 3 meals a day, and just eat the basic Trim Healthy Mama meals, either good healthy carbs with protein or good healthy fats with protein. And of course lots of green vegetables, and just really nourishing your body with the salads and just a lot of the green vegetables, and really filling up on those and having those in every single meal. But the other thing that I did, and I think this is what really saved me from going into the cycle of nausea, eating junk food, more nausea, eating more junk food, and that was that I had several snacks a day that were all high protein based. So I would actually have like 4 protein snacks a day, like every 2 hours. So because for me, I really felt like the nausea started whenever my stomach would start being empty. So instead, normally Trim Healthy Mama recommends going 3 to 4 hours without eating. Like you have a meal, then you wait 3 or 4 hours, then you have another meal or a snack. And I knew that I couldn't do that without getting nauseated. So what I would do is have what they call a fuel pool snack every 2 hours. Unless it was time for a meal, then I'd have my meal. But I had a lot of like there's a peanut butter fuel pool muffin in their recipe book, and there's protein bars that you can make very quickly. So if we were going somewhere, I would just, bring, I would make one of those very quickly and put it in a baggie and take that with me. And I had like Greek yogurt with berries, and I had a lot of their smoothies and shakes that are fuel pool, meaning they have minimal fat and minimal carb, but they're high in protein. So I was always giving my body something to build the baby with. And I was also having 3 square meals a day. I was always putting something in my body to fill my stomach, to keep my blood sugar stable, because protein keeps your blood sugar stable. And it also is the building blocks for life. So I needed that protein to build my baby, and I think that really just calmed everything down in my body, and everything was okay. It was like, okay, you don't need anything right now. So I would start to feel nauseated, and sometimes I did still feel nauseated, but it was never, I never felt like I have to eat junk food right now or I will throw up. So things were so much better for this pregnancy, especially in the first trimester. I was just amazed because I was very worried, but very determined to not let that happen. But I was very worried that I would be really sick and I'd fall off the bandwagon and gain 60 pounds. So yeah, so far with this pregnancy, I still had some to lose, so I feel like I kind of traded fat for baby, and that has been really good. That's been very encouraging for me. I've also just felt better in other ways. I feel like I've had more energy. I've been able to still do everything I need to do and not have to take like naps every day. And I just feel like I'm able to move better. When I was pregnant with Malachi, one thing that happened towards the end of the pregnancy was Alessandra got really sick. So we were in the hospital a few times, several times I think, during his pregnancy, and that was difficult. That made it harder. But also she just needed a lot of care. And so taking care of her and being in that state of just being very, very uncomfortable at the end of the pregnancy with all the extra weight was just very difficult, very uncomfortable. And so I felt with this pregnancy that it's just been so much easier to take care of her, to still take care of, Malachi is 15 months, I think. And so, he still wants to be held and all that stuff. So it's just been a lot easier to take care of the other children. And I've only got about 6 weeks left, about 5 to 7 weeks left in this pregnancy. And I think things are going really well. And I feel like this is something that I want to keep up. Definitely after the baby's born, I feel like I'll be at a much better place after the baby's born than I was right after Malachi was born, where I felt really discouraged about where my health was. One more thing I would like to mention is supplementation. That's another thing that I've done consistently before I got pregnant and throughout the pregnancy. And of course, not being nauseated, you're able to keep down more supplements. So I've been taking a good prenatal as well as an additional very comprehensive multivitamin. And then I've also been taking alfalfa, quite a bit of the alfalfa tablets, and other things like mineral calcium magnesium supplement plus other minerals. And I've also just been trying to, as much as possible, focus on really good fats like coconut oil and butter and flaxseed oil and avocado oil and those types of things, and really staying away from any bad fats and nitrates in meat. And we've been doing mostly grass-fed or organic meats. There's a lot of different changes that we've made in our family, and I'm not sure which ones have been the most effective, but I think that synergistically everything working together, using like a lot of the whey protein and collagen and stuff from the Trim Healthy Mama website. I just think as far as like skin integrity and joint issues and stuff, I've just felt much better, I think, because of using those things. So just wanted to share with you guys that, especially the Trim Healthy Mamas out there who maybe you're thinking about having another baby or just started a pregnancy and wondering how it will go. I would just really encourage you, even if you are really sick, and you know, I'm not saying that if you do what I did you won't be sick or have other problems, but I think in the long run and in the end, you'll be glad for whatever effort you are able to put into your health and nutrition during your pregnancy. So obviously, as most of you can probably tell, we are not at home. We are actually at Cape Carteret, North Carolina. So as I was saying earlier, the baby is going to be born in a few weeks, and our anniversary is in a couple weeks, so Job and I decided it'd be best to go ahead and take our anniversary trip now. So this is the view from the deck here at Harborlight Guest House. And now I'm going to go inside and show you around. Okay, here we have a little breakfast area. And you can see out every side of this room. You can see the sound, all the windows. So it's a very beautiful view. And then you have a living room in here, sitting area. It's just such a nice area and so close to home. And this is like an amazing bed and breakfast. This is probably their best room. It's on the 3rd floor and it's quite huge, and they also just recently renovated, so it's really nice. So come on in here. Bedroom with the king size bed and the jacuzzi tub, which for me, being pregnant and having some hip and joint stuff going on after walking on the beach for a while, was very nice. And then they have a very nice big bathroom in here. Again, beautiful views from every window.
They can't see the views because it's totally blown out.
Okay. Sorry, can't see the view, but it's beautiful. Beautiful. We've sat on our bed last time we were here and watched the sunrise. Another thing that we really like here is the breakfast, which you can either have here in the breakfast nook or outside on the deck, which is what we did this morning because the weather was really beautiful. And also they can bring up gluten-free stuff, so Job was able to stay gluten-free.
Okay, now that Lauren's done her review, let's do mine.